Hello, awesome humans. It's Nina Kovner back on the podcast to talk about something that has been bubbling up over the last 24 hours that we at Passion Squared have been talking about for quite a few months. And that is Instagram's CEO announcing that the hiding of likes test is coming to the US starting next week. Now, this test has been going on since April in a handful of countries, but this is the first time that overall we will be seeing it in the United States. So, of course, for some of you, you're going to be like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. For some of you, you may feel anxious. And for even others, there may be a little hysteria, kind of like when the algorithm was introduced back in 2016. So I decided that this was a good topic for the podcast to hopefully give you some clarity, some perspective, some focus, and maybe even calm some nerves. So the first question is, what do I think of hiding likes? And this is also happening on Facebook, by the way. The idea of hiding likes on Instagram and Facebook, I think it's a fucking awesome idea. The reason why is because they're just inherently, because we're humans, we inherently have moved to looking at those likes as such some badge of honor or some measure of quote unquote success, or even in some cases, our self-worth. And you definitely, if you know anything about social and digital and pay attention, we all are seeing the impacts of social media on mental health, mental wellness, particularly with young millennials and Gen Zs. And this is not good. And so the idea that the public facing metrics are going to be no longer available, to me, is fucking awesome. Now, again, I'm going to say this over and over. This is a test. They have not announced this to be a decision that they're making permanently. They're just fucking around with it. And again, I think it's awesome. There's a term that started many years ago in social and digital marketing called vanity metrics. What are vanity metrics? Those are the public-facing, quote-unquote, measurements of success. That would be likes. That would be comments. And those are the things that we're talking about when we talk about hiding. Of course, as the Instagram page owner, you will continue to see all of your analytics, including likes and comments and shares and saves and all that kind of stuff. The only difference here is that the public will not be seeing the likes. Now, another reason why I think this is fucking awesome is because hopefully this is a wake-up call to those of you that are either confused or have lost perspective on what social is all about. And when we talk about the word engagement, what it really means. So really what really matters when it comes to quote unquote engagement, it's not the likes, comments, shares. It's, are your outcomes and objectives being met? I mean, at the end of the day, loves, that's what matters. So when you jump on Instagram and are complaining that engagement's down, views are down, likes are down, comments are, all of this stuff, I'm not exactly sure the purpose of doing that. When in reality, how's your business? How's your business? How are your relationships? Are you meeting your business objectives? What outcome are you seeking for being on the platform in the first place? Because loves, social is about just that, social. It's about building relationships, making connections, solving problems, adding value, listening, learning. And ultimately, for some of you, it may turn into referrals. That may turn into revenue. And if you deliver an awesome experience consistently, that's going to turn into retention and repeat clients. But this whole idea that it's the likes on a post that are the end game, that's not the end game. Unless you're in it for your ego boost, which That's a big self-awareness check for you. I don't know. Only you know that. What really matters are your business objectives and outcomes being met through the relationships that you're building, through the content you're creating to solve the problems of your audience. And it doesn't matter if you're a local business, if you're an influencer, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. We're all doing the same thing, creating solutions to problems that our audience has. So if you are an influencer, you may have a little bit more anxiety around this because you're like, well, wait a minute. How are brands going to see my value if they can't see the quote unquote engagement or the vanity metrics on my post? Well, as an influencer, that's a business too. So you're going to obviously have to work harder at creating content. You're going to have to work harder at analyzing your own analytics, preparing those analytics and presenting those analytics to show the actual impact and influence you have around your audience. What does that look like? Well, what we recommend at Passion Squared for our influencer clients is to have a media kit. And those media kits include your brand, purpose, promise, and people. They include your area of specialty and expertise. They include the impact that you're having on your audience. So nothing really changes except, yes, you're going to have to get a little bit more focused on presenting your value. Now, if we take a big step back from this particular point in time that, yes, Instagram is going to test hiding likes in the US starting next week, and this recording is happening on November 9th, 2019, for those of you that are listening later. As we've been saying at Passion Squared since day one, we talk about this in S School, our social media coaching program. We talk about this in A School. We've shared this on Instagram through our newsletters and blogs and everything. Instagram or Facebook, social in general, that's just one platform. That's just one way to build relationships. It's one way to potentially generate referrals and find new clients. There is a lot more to this online marketing concept. And so as I've shared with the great Instagram blackout of, I don't know, was that 2018 when Instagram was down for a day? I shared this in 2016 when the algorithm was introduced. If you do not have a web page, AKA what I call home base, if you're in a service business where you take appointments, where your booking platform, your booking links live, if you do not have a list of your clients' email and cell phone numbers, then you are not prepared for what is potentially to come from these social platforms, because you have you may own stock, but you don't own Instagram. You don't get to control whether they're going to test hiding likes or not. You don't get to control whether they're going to have an algorithm or not. What you can control is what your online experience looks like. And when I do find your business online, let's say on Instagram, and I click the link in your bio, that awesome client journey continues potentially to where I take an action and hit the book button. So this is not just about one social platform. And I'm going to continue to talk about this forever because I want you to stay focused. I want you to not have unnecessary anxiety around the shifts and changes that happen on these social platforms. And if you are clear on your online presence, and if you're clear on your awesome client journey, then you know that Instagram or Facebook is just one step in that bigger journey. So, yes, I think it's awesome that likes are being hidden. I think that it's going to help a lot with our younger generations with mental wellness. I think it's going to help with anxiety. I think it's going to help with self-worth. It's also going to be a lot of self-awareness and a lot of focus and a lot of taking a look at your intentions and your outcomes and your objectives. And what a perfect time of year to do that. This is the time when we want to be reviewing what we did the last 12 months and see if those actions and those results lined up with our intentions and objectives, as well as begin to or continue to plan for 2020. So I think the timing is awesome. I think that this is the move that we need to snap back into fucking reality, that these tools are a gift. And the perspective that we choose to show up with every day is going to help you continue to see the value, to stop focusing on the shit you have no control over. And particularly if you are an influencer, if you have influence, if people listen to you, then bitching about the fucking algorithm and your engagement numbers, that's not helping your audience. That's in fact potentially creating even more anxiety for your audience. So I'm going to challenge whoever is listening to this, I'm going to challenge you to focus on what you have control over. I'm going to challenge you to get back to what matters, and that's solving problems, adding value, and building meaningful relationships, connections, listening, having two-way conversations. That's what this is all about. Okay. So, as always, if you have questions, you can find us on the gram at Passion Squared. You can always email us at awesome@passionsquared.net. And if you want to learn more about our approach to social and digital media marketing, join our S-School program. You can find out more information at passionsquared.net. Click on the shop button. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have an awesome day wherever you are. And just know, please remember that your value and your worth is so much greater than an Instagram like. Please promise me you'll always remember that. I love you. Bye.